I just watched this woman's video and she was giving her dating experience here in 2026. She said she was dating a guy and she told him that she was celibate. The guy inquired about her celibacy and she said, you know, that's just something she doesn't want to just share with just anybody, basically. And the guy said, that's exactly how I feel about my finances. People in the comments were saying male financial celibacy. And and I think that's absolutely hilarious. This must be a new thing. Please, like, how do you do that? Do you like wait 90 days before you actually pay for a meal? Or do you wait like until you're married to actually pay for a date? I'm just curious how this is working out for you, fella.
Men are being celibate in finances until they know it's real, and men and women mutually working on a relationship other than that. Men are not wasting any money on no women. They got more important things to pay for, kids, bills, etc.
Financial celibacy, it's the new thing that these young men are focusing on when it comes to dating. And as Unc, I just want to say I'm proud of y'all. We always hear women say, my body, my choice. Rightfully so. But as a man, you should be able to say, my wallet, my choice. Side note, you should also care about your body as a man. Don't just go around and sleep with anybody. Have respect for yourself as well. Now back to what I was saying. Your money's a part of your value. As a man, you had to get up and go earn that money. Get to know the woman that you're talking to before you decide to spend money on her. A lot of women hate to have conversations with you before you take them on a date. And it's not that they're worried about whether or not they're going to like you. They're worried about whether or not you're going to like them when you get to know them. Get to know her for who she is, beyond just what she looks like. Because sometimes that's the trick that gets you caught up. You're so caught up in how good she looks that you don't even take the time to get to know her as a person to see if you like her or not.
Everyone's single because the bar quietly became perfection, not compatibility. You're expected to be healed, wealthy, attractive, regulated, ambitious, spiritual, trauma-free, and effortless before you're even allowed to be noticed. Dating stopped being about growing together and turned into a job interview for a finished product. No one's perfect, so everyone stays alone.
Well, I'm not going to pay the check if you're not going to sleep with me. That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean? Like, I mean, okay, like...
Okay, well, you don't have to be weird about it.
It's just like, I'm not really sure.
You
Like, I
wasted
don't think
my time already, and the whole thing's kind of a waste.
Wow. I mean, nobody really disrespected me like that before. Like, I don't know what the
You
heck.
don't have to be dramatic.
That is not dramatic. Like, do you literally hear what the fuck you're saying? You literally just told me that you're not gonna pay the check if I don't sleep with you. So you were coming, like, that was your whole intention? Like, I feel like I was, from the day we met till today, I never gave off, oh, I'm like the hookup girl.
I just think you're like a drama girl.
Says the man who literally just said, I'm not going to pay the check if you're not going to sleep with me. Like, how broke
Obviously,
are you?
you're down. You're just embarrassed
I'm
because you
not
don't want to tell your
down.
friends about
No,
it.
you're an embarrassing man who's probably broke. Let me see it. You know, honestly, like, I don't even want to be a part of this. I'm just going to, like, how much is it? We're literally having this whole fight over $130. Wow. Cheap ass man.
Replace anger towards men with women's accountability. How many times have you heard a woman saying she was wrong?
And unfortunately, I get messages from women saying things like, it's 2026, we don't care about men, we don't care what men want. We hear a lot about toxic masculinity, but what isn't spoken about as much is toxic feminism and the damage that that's done. And this is a prime example of that in action, where we see women living sadly in somewhat of an echo chamber where there's so much resentment towards men. And it's not women's fault, by the way, it's not men's fault. It's society and the way we've been conditioned and how we're now kind of pitted against each other. And the fact that some women are being so triggered and so offended by what I'm saying, which to me isn't very controversial at all, actually. I understand why in this climate in society, why some people might perceive it as controversial, but ultimately I'm just trying to encourage people to have happy, fulfilling relationships with each other and with yourself. I think those people just need to pause and think about why they're being triggered by this. What narrative have women been fed to make them believe that greeting their partners nicely with a hug and a kiss when they're coming from work, for example, is oppression? There just seems to be so much anger towards men, and I get it. There are bad men out there. I know that. But there's a lot of really, really amazing, great men out there too. You don't have to live a life full of resentment and anger towards men and feeling the need to be hyper independent, unhealthily independent, in this constant struggle mode, this survival mode where your nervous system's completely out of whack. Appreciating the man in your life is not a weakness on your part. Hi, I'm Holly. I explore masculine feminine dynamics in a way that you've probably not heard before, so if that's something you might be interested in, give me a follow.
Women need socializing more than men do, and can often find themselves trapped in their own bubbles online, like men can. People think social media, socializing, and it couldn't be further from the truth.
I'm staying celibate in 2026. Like, unless the heavens open up and my wife comes down and falls into my lap, I'm not dating nobody. It's not worth it. My heart hurts. You know, I don't want to do it anymore.
Agree men are tired of being disappointed, tired of putting in all the effort, tired of I'm not looking for anything serious, or let's just hang out, or I'm still figuring it out. I'd rather grate my own tongue than go through the talking stage with another man on a dating app. Staying single. Not looking, not chasing, just peace.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going into 2026. No kids. We did it, y'all. 2026, no kids. Listen, I was dodging them pregnancies left and right like Neo from the Matrix. I got hit with a couple. I missed my period. Whoa! I think the kid is just, whoa! But we still here. We standing tall. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to one of my homegirls. She just had her baby girl. And she's like, Lewis, everything's so expensive, from the Pampers to the formulas. I spent around $400 in 2 weeks. I said, $400? That's like a 12-day round trip to Guatemala for me. She was like, it must be nice. It is. Listen. All I'm saying is, you know, going into 2026, I know we into the freak nasty shit, but let's keep it real calm this year, ladies. Like, ladies, if he not wrapping that finger with a rock, make sure he wrapping that condom around that cock. You know what I'm saying? We don't want no 2 baby moms, 2 baby dads, half siblings. We want a family. You know what I'm saying? I know we into the freak nasty shit, but let's keep it real celibate in 2026, y'all.
They act like men choosing financial celibacy and solitude is some kind of crisis. But what's really happening is men finally refuse to be treated like walking wallets first, partners second. And now the outrage is because men figured out peace costs less than approval.
Why would any rational, disciplined man sign a contract where the other party can break it whenever they feel like and still legally take half of your life's work? That's not love. That's insanity. That's crazy. Because in the United States, 40 to 50% of all marriages end in divorce. So that's not rare. That's a coin flip. And here's the part that young men need to choke on. Nearly 70% of all divorces are initiated by women. Think about that. Most men aren't walking away. They're being removed from the deal. And when that happens, the government doesn't ask any questions. It doesn't investigate effort. It doesn't audit behavior. It just says, cool, split it. Half the house, half the equity, half your retirement. Sometimes your future earnings. Sometimes limiting access to your own kids. All because you signed a piece of paper that assumed that everybody in the relationship would behave forever. That's crazy. That's insane. Marriage is the only contract on planet Earth where the person who breaks it can be rewarded more than the person who upheld it. Quit a job, you don't get a paycheck. Breach a business deal, you get sued. You walk away from an investment, you eat the loss. But marriage, you can leave and still send the man the bill. Now, I already hear outrage forming in the minds of women. What if he stopped doing what he did in the beginning? What if he cheated? What if he emotionally checked out? Cool, but let's stop pretending this is a one-sided fairy tale. It takes two people to tango. Let me ask you a question. What did you do to make him stop wanting to you? When did sex turn into a weapon instead of connection? When did respect turn into constant nagging? When did you become entitled? When did he go from being your man to being behind the kids, the dogs, your phone, your stress, your crazy moods? When did you stop serving this relationship and just think you're just going to kick back and collect all the benefits? When he quietly became the provider, the protector, the fixer, the emotional punching bag, the walking ATM, well, you brought nothing but expectations and complaints, and then you wonder why it failed. No man wakes up one day and says, I think I'm going to blow up my family today. They drift after being ignored. They disengage after being disrespected. They shut down after being treated like a utility instead of a man. And instead of self-reflection, the story's always the same. I wasn't happy. I deserved more. I outgrew him. Funny how personal accountability evaporates right when the system rewards an exit. And that's the real issue. The system doesn't care who stopped showing up. It doesn't care who withdrew the intimacy. It doesn't care who poisoned the household. It just redistributes assets and moves the on. That's not partnership. That's legal roulette. So read your contract, understand the incentives, and stop confusing tradition with intelligence. Because if it's a bad deal on paper, it's a bad deal in real life. And men are finally waking the up and asking the only question that matters. Why in the would I ever sign that?
What was obtained during the relationship, not before, and definitely not after. Yet men get trapped paying spousal for many, many years when they should only pay their fair share of child support.
If the man is handsome, educated, has money, but still single, then what could be the problem?
Men aren't rejecting life. They're rejecting the expectation that they must bankroll drama, validate insecurity, and subsidize lifestyles just to be seen as worthy. So choosing financial celibacy is just another form of self-respect people don't know how to process.
Dating non-negotiables for 2026. Leaving undelivered for 16 hours. Get out of here. I'm just a girl. Bye-bye. Dude, only does Pilates. You're out of there, dude. OnlyFans. Absolutely not. Ask me where my moon is rising. See ya. Iced coffee is breakfast. Your central nervous system is cooked. Bye-bye. Can't handle dark jokes. See you later. Following your ex on social media. Out the window, dude. Well done steak. You're eating a hockey puck. Out of my car. Vegan. No. Your hormones zapped. Poor fashion sense. If you look like a sewer rat, it's done. Refer to yourself as crazy but cute. The most uncute shit I've ever heard. Isn't open to baking me sourdough. See you later. Not maternal. Bye-bye. Thinks tennis is boring. Ah! Get out of my car, dude. Yeah, it's pretty good.
When men say no to paying for love, no to emotional debt, and no to being the default provider without reciprocity, some women react like it's a personal attack. But that choice is just men finally prioritizing their own lives over endless expectation loops. That's all for today. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to press the notification bell so you get the latest updates from our channel.